Welcome to the Wintergreen One channel. I am your host. How's everybody doing, man? I want to check in with you guys, but we are going to do some Skull Wintergreen, classic Wintergreen, long cut. But I want to see how everybody's doing, man, because I know I talked about this recently in video, and I'm just worried about this country, man. I want people to comment down below what they're going through financially, etc., with everything that's going on. It is just craziness, man, with this inflation. And are you guys struggling to put food on the table? Are you guys getting forced to, get the VAX? I know people who are in situations that had to do that, and it's just killing them, killing their morale, etc. Goes kind of against everything they believe. Good old Biden now, he's gonna instill a 8-cent mileage tax. Oh my gosh. So how this is gonna work is, just so you guys know, is trucking companies are gonna have to pay for that. And all the goods that we consume and that we buy get shipped through trucking companies. So therefore the price of those products, because the shipping rates, the trucking rates are gonna go up, the prices of those products are gonna have to go up. And therefore at the end of the day, we as consumers are gonna have to pay more for those products. Why would he implement something like that?
That's the bill they're trying to pass.
Right?
It's stupid.
Why would they want to do during this time when inflation is at an all-time high and the country is in the situation? Unbelievable. I can't even. We'll revisit that. Let's get a lip pack. We're gonna crack this bad boy. I have not tried this stuff in years. Now, when I remember, the flavor's decent, but the Skull is very abrasive to me on my gums, so yeah, doesn't smell very wintergreeny. I think that's one of the things that I liked about Skull Wintergreen was that it wasn't overpowering, right? We'll let that soak a while, but we do have a brand new mud jug, the Boneyard Sheds Camo. Hunting seasons are right around the corner for a lot of people, so we figured we'd run this. We did actually run this American camo recently too. This is still on our website. So yeah, the Boneyard Sheds Camo. Good grief. I'm wearing my camo shirt just for the video, guys. Can you tell? But anyway, we're gonna let that Skull sit for a while. How can these leaders during the financial crisis, we've got this debt ceiling thing coming up, in October. Oh my gosh. I just can't help think that this country would be in a lot better position if the Don was in. I'm just saying, if you look at the Don's record when he was in, things were a-booming. And I'm not saying that he's Mr. Perfect and he didn't do anything wrong and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, the Don is a freaking businessman, and he's a smart businessman. And he got this country booming when he was in. And now that the Dems have control of everything, what's happening? You can't blame it on the pandemic at the end of the day, in my opinion. But it's just crazy. But I want to know your guys' opinions. Number one, what are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? How are things with your personal situation, financially, etc.? How are you been affected by things that are? And like I said before, I'm scared. But I want to know your opinion on what good old Smoking Joe's doing. Well, he's smoking is his brain. Anyway, Skull Classic Wintergreen. I've ranted on it long enough. This isn't half bad. I do feel the abrasiveness. I like the can. This is like fairly close to the original can. And I think this stuff, when did this stuff come out? Remember the old
It was
ads?
one of the first Wintergreen
Skull products and Wintergreen products, yeah. But I remember the ads back in the day with the old Skull Wintergreen cans, which was pretty dang cool. I prefer Grizzly. Grizzly Dark is my favorite Wintergreen. I think I want to go with Outlaw Wintergreen after that, my second favorite. Copenhagen Wintergreen is just way too sweet for me. And this stuff is not very sweet at all. It's, like I said, it's a dumbed down version of Wintergreen. And actually, I remember when I last had Skull Fine Cut Wintergreen, it was even less wintergreeny than this. But I'm not a big Skull guy, but I'm actually surprised. It's actually pretty dang good. Oh, it says right here, a pinch better since 1934. Holy shit, good God. It's almost as old as me.
Skull
Dang.
Wintergreen and Skull Peach are the only two skulls I can do.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them are trash.
One of my buddies dipped Skull Apple. I'm kind of embarrassed to say he's my buddy, but long time good friend. Love the guy. His wife does too, actually, and she swallows. And I mean, I'm not being, dirty on that. She guts that shit.
Dirty.
But Skull Apple. So they were over a few weeks ago. Actually, they brought me some smoked fish, and I'm like, let me try some of that. And I put some Skull Apple in. Oh my gosh, it was just, it was horrendous. And I used to dip Skull Apple. You guys want to know what my dips have been throughout the years? I started on Hawk and Wintergreen when I was 10. And then I was on Red Man when I was working on the drilling rigs up in Canada. I was doing a lot of Red Man chew. And then I was back on the Hawken. And from Hawken, I went to Skull Cherry. I had a run of Skull.
God.
Skull Cherry, Skull Apple, Skull Peach, Skull Mint. And then I switched to Grizzly Wintergreen, tore up my gums. And then I went from Grizzly Wintergreen to Copenhagen Wintergreen when it eventually came out. And then from Cope Wintergreen, where did I go from Cope Wintergreen?
Natty, Cope Natty, long cutter.
Yeah, Cope Long Cut for quite a few years. Yep. And then from there, after I boycotted, well, here I am doing another video on this. But anyway, it was Grizz Natty, right? And so now that's what I do is Grizz Natty. So that's my run of the mill of over the years of, oh my gosh. I mean, I had a little time off. I was dipping when I was 10 for a few years, whenever I could find my dad's stash. But I didn't start chewing Red Man until I was like 18 working on the drilling rigs. So from 18 to, I've had a pretty good run of 25 plus years of dipping, that's for sure. So anyway, let me know if you guys like this Skull Wintergreen shite. Not too bad. I'm going to give it an 8. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. So I've rambled on enough. Make sure you grab yourself one of these new roadies. They're sick. And please let me know in the comments how you're doing. I want to know your thoughts on everything. I don't like talking politics. It's so negative, but sometimes it just gets to me, man. It's just so sad. And California is just going down to shitter. So I'm working on some stuff when it comes to Cali. A few things in the works right now, so I'll keep you guys updated. So I'll leave you with this. Always be a man, reach right kings, they dip ain't shit. You ain't packing, you slacking. And if you still fighting that dipping habit, get you some of that Skull Wintergreen Classic. I'm out! So we're gonna load a little of this peach in there. Ooh, wow, look at that. That look good. That look real good, CD. I'll try and do a